Hi, we are here at Live on Central at Club Palazzo, and
Partially live.
and
Very sleepy.
We all are, just a wee bit.
I'm on New York time.
got a couple of very special guests. Yeah, everybody knows Keisha. If you're not, Keisha is my co-host and co-instigator on events here at Live on Central, and I have Dan Guerrero. Dan is here for Guerrero Fest, which begins tonight at the Arizona Herberger Center with the program on arts and activism, followed by Gaytino tomorrow here at Club Palazzo, followed by the screening of Lalo Guerrero documentary, and then on Sunday there's a dedication of a mural to his father, which would have been 100 years. Dan, share.
He hasn't been dead.
Dan, share a little
You
bit of.
haven't done your homework, young man.
Share a little bit about you and your work with us.
Oh my God, really?
Just a little.
Where do I begin?
Are you have some Arizona roots, right? Start with the Arizona roots.
Tucson boy. Both my parents were born and raised in Tucson. My dad, Lalo Guerrero. My mother, Margaret Marmin Guerrero. I was born in Tucson, but then off we went to LA because my dad followed his career. And so I never lived there, but I very much consider Tucson my hometown. You know, when you grow up going there to see your nana and your tata and your tios and your tias, and most of them I liked. And, you know, family things, so I go to Tucson a couple times a year, so I'm a Tucson boy.
Nice. So you still have family in Tucson?
Only a few are still living.
How often do you come back and visit?
At least once a year to Tucson,
Oh,
yes. I don't get to Phoenix much, so I have family here as well. But, yeah, I'm excited about this whole Guerrero Fest. And Gaytino, which is tomorrow night?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's a solo autobiographical show. The tagline is Mariachi to Merman, Sondheim to Cesar Chavez, because I've led a very bicultural life. Not bisexual, but bicultural. And no, I'm 100% gay. And so it's about being gay and being Latino, and it travels from East LA in the 50s, where I grew up, to New York in the 60s and 70s, all the way through the disco era and the AIDS crisis, back to Hollywood, where I'm a producer. Television and live events, and traveling with my show. So it's fun. It's fun. It's a play with music. So
nice. And you're still a producer, right? I mean, yeah. So tell us some of the upcoming things that you're doing.
A couple of big live events. I'm producing a big event at the Kennedy Center in October. They're highlighting. I've done a lot of things at the Kennedy Center. Arab arts and culture. Uber Japan, Americartes, lots of concerts. This one is celebrating Cesar Chavez, so I'm excited about that. So I've already invited Luis Valdez and the Teatro Campesino actors, and La Marisol Santa Cecilia, Chicano band, just got a Grammy. Dolores Huerta, so a big night about Cesar at the Kennedy Center.
So
I'm sorry, what day was that again?
It's October 13th, the day before my birthday, if you want to send presents.
Exactly.
So and also, so tomorrow or tonight is the arts and activism piece
I'm
about
excited
that.
about the Herberger Center, yeah.
So and you're also doing that in back east also.
Oh, the Smithsonian Center, Smithsonian Latino Center in D.C. in June. I'm doing the same activism speech I'm doing tonight.
Now tell us a little bit about what we'll see tonight or here.
That was born because I do lots of speaking around the country, although I'm basically shy, as you can see. And I found more and more, I would say, well, what do you want me to address? What are we talking about? They go, oh, talk about your life.
Yes.
I'm talking about my life. What does that mean? So, but I looked at it as Gaytino is. It's autobiographical, but I don't really consider it my story. It's Chicano history. It's gay history. It's the interconnection of the two through my personal experiences. And so I've been a Latino activist for the last 25 years through my producing career. And because of Gaytino, in the last 5-6 years, I find myself an LGBT activist. So I decided to call the piece Activism in the Arts, A Life Journey. And it's not just about me, it's about my dad using his music, Luis Valdez using the Teatro Campesino, painters, muralists, you know, who use their art for a cause.
Yes.
You know,
Now, recently you were in Cuba, and I saw a couple of your pictures. One of them with Jill.
Mariela Castro.
Yeah, tell us about that experience there, and as from your lens of looking in at culture, especially a culture that's foreign to a lot of Americans. Can you share a little bit with us about that experience?
Cuba absolutely, I fell in love with. I mean, I'd been wanting to go forever. So I knew I was going to like it, but I mean, it was like Dublin. I mean, it wasn't like Dublin, but I always wanted to go to Dublin. And when I did, I was like, oh my God,
Oh, wow.
I'm moving here tomorrow. I'm so in love with Dublin. And I felt that with Cuba. I absolutely fell in love, because it's the people.
Yeah.
I just fell in love with the people and the history, and I'm just crazy about it. So I was on an arts and culture tour. I sit on a museum board, and we put together this arts and culture tour. But I thought, I want to see a little bit of the LGBT world there, which is still obviously. It reminded me of New York in the 60s, where everyone knew it was there, but it was just kind of hidden, and and so it's not. It's still quite. They don't throw them in jail anymore that I'm aware of. But being an LGBT person in Cuba is particularly challenging, let's say. And I've been reading about Mariela Castro, who is a beautiful, sweet, straight lady, married, 2 kids, who's a huge activist, LGBT. She started LGBT Pride down there.
Oh, wow.
All kinds of things. And what makes it so interesting is she's the daughter of Raúl Castro, president of Cuba,
Wow.
and therefore niece of Fidel.
Right.
So that makes it, should we say,
I was going
controversial.
to say the controversy.
But with my schedule, her schedule, it was really, and I was trying to pull strings, I thought it's just not going to happen. And then the universe works in mysterious ways. Of all things, we wind up having dinner at the same restaurant.
Wow.
I couldn't believe it. And so we talked and we met. She gave me her email address, so I'm hoping to get a dialogue going there, because I'm interested in the LGBT Latino, not only in the U.S., but globally. So I'm wanting to spread what's going on. Yeah, it was great to meet her.
Well, it's been nice having or producing this, bringing you to Arizona and stuff. I think you're a rich part of the fabric, your family especially, in terms of the social fabric of music, and nice having you back here at Live on Central. So we've got a 4 days worth of programs and stuff. Sharing with the audience that a lot of these issues are probably new, because this broadcast goes out pretty wide and far. What would you like to share with the people or the audience of Arizona in terms of Guerrero Fest, and what would you like them to particularly experience through your work?
I guess I would like them to have a clearer picture of what it is like to be a gay man, to be a gay Chicano, which is this whole other, I do my show at lots, and the activism speech, lots of universities, and the whole study is political identity, is how they call it, when you're a double whammy.
Okay.
You're a person of color, and you're also an LGBT person. So I would like people to leave with a clearer picture of the history of both these communities, because people still really don't, especially some of our younger people, they kind of know who Harvey Milk is, but that's about it.
Yeah, I agree.
They'll say to me,
Absolutely.
you couldn't hold hands in New York when you moved there in the 60s? No. So I think it's important to understand our history and to know those people that have stood, before us,
Paved
and
the
we
way.
stand on their shoulders.
Exactly.
And I think that's very important.
Well, and one of the things, just with international travel and stuff, is that, holding hands in New York is a good example, because there's many places across the world where they're just fighting for the simple rights
This is true.
of not being killed or
Of course.
maimed or something
I mean,
like
I live
that.
in West Hollywood, where they're holding more things than hands walking down the street. So, it's nothing. It's nothing. And there.
Yes,
And when
right
you
there.
think that just do, well, when I first moved to New York in the 60s, if they would just break into gay bars.
Oh, no.
And all they're doing is sitting there having a drink, maybe holding a hammock, off to jail. That was in the 60s New York when I was there.
And that was very real.
Yes, so it's not like ancient history. Well, I guess the 60s is
That's
ancient
not-
to some people.
No.
But to me, it just seems like yesterday.
Yeah.
So, and it's important, I think, to know the roads that have been traveled by those before us in those two communities.
I agree.
Well, I want to thank you, Dan and Keisha, for
Is there any
spending.
cash involved with this?
I like
How
that.
about a martini?
I'm taking that as a no.
He plead the fifth.
Well, I just want to thank you for being here today. So we're going to actually follow Dan around a lot
Yes,
through
for the
all
next
of these
4 days.
programs and stuff like that. Want you to join us at Guerrero Fest. A big shout out to My Mex Music for allowing bringing Dan to the
Richard Moreno.
and Richard Moreno. Hello, Richard.
Hi, Richard.
I'm not gonna.
He's tired. You should try being Dan Guerrero.
Yes, I think you just got served.
And
That's exactly.
and catch us. You can find us on Facebook, Guerrero Fest. Also, My Mix Music Guerrero Fest.
And go to
Or liveoncentral.com.
Yeah.
and to danguerrero.com
Yes,
or to
absolutely.
gatino.com.
Absolutely.
Nice. And this is Grand Coffee Talk with Keisha and Jeffrey. And look for more Dan videos coming up over the
We're
next
gonna
4
flood your
days.
timeline, so please get ready.
And over and
Goes off.
over and out.